Hi, Facebook buddies. Mary here. I'm getting closer to actually starting to do work again with any kind of regularity. I still have more paperwork done. I called Social Security yesterday and they informed me that they had never gotten the paperwork. So luckily I kept a copy, and I have to send that, make new copies and ship it off again. And they suggested this time I send it priority. So yeah, I've been doing paperwork for, you see, it's 2.5 months since my husband's death, and none of it's finished. None of it's finished. Yeah. Most of it's still up in the air. I guess everything's a little slower in a COVID year. Yeah? So, but the studio's getting back into shape. Alma worked on the floor, and I worked on putting things in order so I can start to get my list of things to do that people have been waiting for. Oh, I forgot to put Pam up there. Okay. Anyway, so today I was working on getting this tile finally. Carol's been waiting for it for a while. She saw it before it was done. And so I'm waiting for this epoxy to cure, as they say. It's not dry, it's cure. And this is a metal French cleat. And then after that is dry, I'm going to grind those little points of the screws, because I super attach it. This is the part that goes to the wall. And then I will mount it here. First I will paint it and then mount it, sign the back, and ship it. So hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to mount it and sign the back and give it another day and ship it off. Carol, if you're watching, I've got a holder for my phone because people complained that I didn't leave the phone on a picture long enough. So this one, I think I have a video of its first fire. This was done when all those fires were going on in California and whatnot. And I wanted to get effective ashes on her face. I forget what I did. I think I had some copper crystals that come out dark. And there's a pile of plates not done yet. And then these you've all seen, but now they're waiting. This one's waiting for its second fire. I like the way it came out in the first fire. There, you can see it better, huh? And but I can create more. There is a red underglaze transfer, and then a glaze over that. And this has only been fired once. This one's been fired once, and it already has more glaze on it. You can see that pale blue. And I've got more work to do on it. This one, probably fired it a couple times, and it's ready to go again. Just about. I want to do some more work on the bluebird. I'm not happy with him. But just about everything else is pretty good. This one, I think I showed you. But anyway, this glaze, which is one of my favorite ones for what I'm going to do with this one, was dried out completely. So I put it in a mortar and pestle and crunched it up, and then I put it in a nut chopper and chopped it up with liquid, and now it's back liquid again. And I would have probably done that, except I don't think they make that particular glaze anymore, and that's for what I want to do here, which is get rid of this dark, because I don't know what I did, but it sure didn't turn out right. And that glaze, I know I can put down, and it'll give me a surface over which a another fire. And this one has just been fired once, and I think she could get some more work on her, my little desert girl. And I was thinking about, I like these glass tiles because water in the desert kind of, but I also like this because it's prickly. So I have some of those, so I was trying to decide what to put around it. This one has just one fire and has already got more glaze on it, and it's already sold. So I need to finish that. I need to put that on my board. Finish Joey's tile. And this one I rather like. I like the drawing. It hasn't been fired at all. It's just been trailed a little. Same with this one, just trailed a little bit of color. I've got a light on over me. I probably should just turn that light off. Maybe I will. See, it's looking better. It's looking a little bit. Let me see. There we go. And so, yeah, that's better. You can see them. So I remember going slow. I forgot who asked me, but so I like this drawing so far, and I just put on a little bit of color, working on the rows and the leaves and whatnot. And much more to go. This one, I like this drawing too. All right, so I like the drawings lately. Whereas it's hard for me to finish early ones because I don't like the drawings as much. So, but the thing is, I can keep drawing over it, which is what I'm going to do on that horse there, that Pegasus, I should say. But anyway, so this one is a nice start, and it has not been fired at all, other than it has a sort of a flat brown beigey glaze underneath it. And that's all that's on that table. Then over here are some tiles that, oh, they have a ways to go. They all have a ways to go. Okay, that's better, right? This one, I really like it, but I wanted to get more definition. And those are decals. They're blue. The yellow will probably fire out, so I went over the decal with some spots of yellow glaze because I knew the yellow and the decal will fire out. The blue, some of it will stay, and the white, because it's going to be a cone 06 fire. And back in here, those will really sink back unless I do something else. They'll sink back. So this one needs another 06 fire and more glaze. That looks like I started to put some on. This one has got one fire, and I started to put glaze over it at some point. So I like to just lay them out, and that way I can, if I have a little space on the table, I can leave a glaze that I'm thinking about using. This one I like a lot. This is the one with my John Wayne. You see him? You see John Wayne in there? It was a plate decal, and he's holding a gun in the saddle, I think. But anyway, I just thought it would be fun to let that sink back in there, to have it be something to find. But I think I want a rose right there. Windows. This one I found in a dig. I did a mold of this, and I did a whole bunch of these tiles from the mold. It was a low relief mold that I made from a sculpture I did. And I did a whole bunch of different ones, and I got in the mood. I must have had 10 of them. I got in the mood, and I cut them all up into little pieces. And then I didn't like the little pieces, so I trashed them all. So this is the only one I had left that I hadn't gotten around to glazing once. I think it was really early in when I was still not happy with what I could do in glazes. I'm a lot happier these days. This one, I had it all done, and I was wrapping it, and I knocked it, and it was paid for, and I knocked it on the ground and broke it while I was wrapping it. So I'm going to do something with it someday. I sent her money back, and someday I'm going to do something in those cracks. And I get ideas, and then this one just has one fire, so that's just one quick fire. You can see it needs a lot more variation in value and whatnot. And same with this one, just one quick fire, and the second fire they start to begin to sing. I hardly ever I can remember once I got it on the first fire, but hardly ever. So that's all the news. And over here is some still need to be done, finished, like that horse needs work. And the one underneath it needs work, and he's waiting for a fire. And I just ran out of table space, so I put these there. And yeah, she's come along. I think she's done, but I still haven't decided what to do around her. There's all kinds of really neat stuff, and it's hard to get to see it though. But anyway, and so yeah, you see anything, and there's a relief down there. I think that's done, mounted, and I'm in stalemate mode on the gallery space because I'm waiting on the carpenter to make the movable wall for the bump out. And he came, he saw, he hasn't gotten back to me, but he's taken a lot of jobs from me, so he hasn't called to say I don't want it. I think he was disappointed it wasn't a bigger job. Oh, and he's doing a door, a barn door in there for me. So that's back in here. This is waiting for me. I did some glaze work, so that's raw glaze right there. Whereas up here it's been fired, and I broke it. I broke it with these things. I snapped, holding it in place, and I did it a little tight, and sure enough, in the fire it broke. And I can remember saying, "Gee, I shouldn't have forced it." So now I'm just like one on each side to hold it in place, and this one not even. So I'm going to do something with that. I have ideas. A threshold, a door between sky and earth, I think. Yeah, that could be fun, wouldn't it? Yeah, I've done that before. And this one is waiting for me to finish. And that's a pile. But they're nice and neat now. These are all unfinished tiles. Yeah. Yet to be. Some never get finished and some do. It depends. Whether I get tired of them or bored with them or lose the will. So that's all. This went long, 12 minutes, but I tried to go slower because people said I moved the camera too much. So I hope this is better. Bye-bye.